Here's two things that we preach and we educate our athletes on when it comes to having success at a very long wrestling camp. We have 14-day, 28-day, and 56-day camps. Number one is you need to sit your wrestler down, and you draw a line in the sand. I know when I went away to college years ago, my dad said, hey, you don't go there and you don't come back home with your tail tucked between your legs. We're not quitters. If you can't make the team, fine. But you stay there and you man up and you grind it out for 5 years and you do what you can. He's like, I don't want any small town hero crap. You're not going to come home after getting beat out of the team and run around town talking about how great you used to be. He's like, we don't do that. And that was very powerful. There was zero chance that I would quit anyway, or there just wasn't. But real talk, we have to have real talk with our kids. So you let them know that no, we're not coming home. You're going to stick it out. Millions of kids over the past 20, 30 years have went to camp. We're not trying to climb Mount Everest here. It's camp. Okay, so you're going to let them know that right off the bat. Do I make myself clear? And your wrestler is going to say yes. That will probably solve the issue. Secondly, there's a philosophy that we teach that will be very helpful, because a philosophy is the underpinnings of whether or not you're going to make it or not. You have to have a philosophy. So we like to say, we have a graphic on our wall that says, into the storm, there's the buffalo. You know the story. The buffalo doesn't hide. When there's a storm coming, the buffalo marches. They trot into the storm because they want to go through the storm fast. So that's the reason we love that graphic. It is a philosophy. So we talk about that we are charging. We're going through this. And when we come through it, we're going to be a better version of ourselves, and we're going to feel good about it because our self-esteem is in our control. When you accomplish something difficult, you feel good about yourself. A lot of people who don't have self-esteem or confidence is because they don't do anything that delivers confidence or high self-esteem. So into the storm, the second part of that, we like to say opportunity to push ourselves. Look at this. Oh, so today I had practice at 10. That was nice. Tomorrow's my 8 a.m. Not super early, but it's not easy to get up as a kid and start practice at 8 a.m. So maybe you didn't sleep good. Maybe you're wearing down because it's day 13 of camp. Okay, guess what? This is an opportunity to push myself. So you look at things as opportunities. Opportunity to push myself. Opportunity to grow. And you want to seek those out because those can be extremely powerful. I remember when I started camps decades ago, my brother and I worked together, and he didn't want to deal with the phone calls. I go, I don't want you to. And I didn't like dealing with that stuff. I didn't really like the admin side of things, but I knew I needed to get good at it. And so I said, I will manhandle all of this. I'll take all customer complaints. I will take over the camp management because I knew that I'm not good at this stuff and I needed to be good at it. And so I excluded anybody from doing it, for the first 10 or 15 years. My wife and I did everything. So I have lived by this. I'm not just chatting, and it's been very helpful. So when you start saying, we're going into the storm, talk about the buffalo. Secondly, you say, when things get difficult, look at this. Hey, here it is again. Here is another amazing opportunity to push myself. I'm going to do this. And I would say, lastly, we like to say, mental toughness is not required if you don't fall apart to begin with. No. Carter Strachey texted me last night at 1:37 a.m. 2:37 in Pennsylvania. It was something like, some people get tired and go to bed. I don't know. For me, it's all day work, bro. The dude's a freaking savage. So there are people out there who are winning, whose parents have created little monsters, and now they feel good about being a monster, and they want to keep being a monster. And I'm not dumping this all on parents, but I'm a grandparent, and my grandson's 5. You don't think I have conversations with him? Yes, because we're nurturing them along. Hey, Irwins are workhorses. I'm very proud of you, Maverick. You did wonderful today. That's what we do, right? This is what we do. When it's time to work, we work. I'm very proud of you. He cleaned up the playroom. There you go. Give me 5. I'm very proud of you. I gave him a hug. I'm like, Irwins are workers, aren't they? I'm very proud of you. And so you do need to, it's called, people say, oh, that's brainwashing. No, that's called raising a child. And I did that with my kids. And my kids are very successful. And I'm very proud of that. And a lot of it has to do with me and my wife. It just does. Some of us can do everything right and our kids still don't turn out. I've got a family member like that. Not my dad's fault. All right? But when you don't fall apart to begin with, mental toughness is not required, because mental toughness is required to pick yourself up when you're broken. Don't break to begin with. So there's a concept called being a happy warrior. You can look it up. It's very cool. I just stumbled across this about 7 or 8 years ago. A happy warrior, they enjoy it. There was a great graphic, and it had like a sniper. This dude's like face all painted, laying covered up by brush and weeds, and he's hunkered down, literally laying in a mud hole. It's beaten down, dirty water, the rain's beaten down. He's literally laying in about 12 inches of water, and he's looking at the camera with a smile on his face. And it said, life will never be this good again. And the dude was loving it. He's a warrior. Warriors will war. So you want to teach your kids that we don't fall apart to begin with. So we don't need to pick up the pieces. And so when they embrace the concept of being a happy warrior and say, hey, this is what I do. Okay? This is what I do. I get up and I work. I grind it out. I'm tough. I tape up my jammed thumb and my ouchies, and I put my freaking headgear on, and I get out there and I grind it out and I go. This is what we do. And so when you learn to not have an emotional, negative, threat-based reaction or poor me reaction when the going gets tough, there really is no need for mental toughness to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. You're like, bro, there's nothing to pull up. I never fell down. So that second part has a kind of a 3-part component. And I'd love for you to share this with your kids. If they're coming to my camp, you don't have to, because we're going to share it. But it would be good if you did beforehand. So rewatch this, share it with 5 others so they can learn too. Thanks for following.